everyone, and welcome back to another Storytime video. Over the course of the last couple weeks, I have been kinda reminiscent in a particular type of my old YouTube content. And that old YouTube content being my Titans franchise that I used to upload here on this channel back in 2013 and 14. A Titans franchise that I played on Madden 12, and then I played a Bengals franchise on Madden 13 in, well, I think I uploaded the first game, the first season, on December 31st, 2013, so it's like mainly 14, but still, the Titans franchise was the more memorable one, because it lasted a lot longer. I don't have a whole lot of memorable Bengals moments that I can think of off the top of my head from that franchise, so I'm going to specifically talk about the Titans franchise, because out of the moments out of the Titans franchise I can remember off the top of my head, I have that kind of weird Season 1 Super Bowl, and then in Week 10, in Season 2 versus the Chicago Bears, I remembered I had a kick return touchdown in a very good spot, but that when the game was tied, well, I didn't quite remember the game was tied, but when I looked at it, the game was tied, and I actually said in the video that it would be cool if I returned it all the way back. And after a couple spin moves put me almost out of bounds at the 2-yard line, which would have been a pain to drive down the field, friggin' 98 yards, even into field goal range. That would have been tough, but doable. And then there was Season 3, I think it was. I lost the last 2 games of the season to have to play the wild card, or in the wild card round as the number 3 seed instead of getting a first round bye as the number 2 seed. I think I lost to the Chargers and the Giants in that frame there, and wound up going like what, 11-5, 12-4, something like that. And then in, I guess it was Season 4, there was a playoff game up in Denver, the divisional round. Now this season, I was a true wild card because the Colts won the division in this particular season. I don't think they had Peyton Manning at this point, but because it really wasn't Season 4. Like, I get that this would have theoretically been 2014 in real life, because Season 1 would have been 2011, but it technically wasn't, and I'll get into that in a little bit. It is something that I never discussed on camera in that Titans franchise. I haven't talked about these little details, but if you followed the series back then, it ultimately makes sense. So I don't think the Colts had Peyton Manning that year, but regardless, I was a wild card team, the 5th seed, and we were up in a divisional round up in Denver, and it was a 4th down and goal from the 1 or 2 yard line. I thought it was a little bit farther back, and I I still thought it was fourth and goal. I thought it was fourth and, or well, no, it wasn't from the 1 or 2. I took a sack before this, but on fourth down, I threw a pass intended for one of my receivers, but another one of my receivers caught it off the deflection and scored the touchdown that I needed to send it to overtime. As time expired, there was no time left on the clock after this. Oh, and I almost forgot my all-time favorite moment in this series. It is the fourth quarter of the Season 2 Super Bowl versus the Dallas Cowboys. That, going from them scoring a touchdown to start the fourth quarter on a slant route, I believe it was. Either that or it was a kind of like a inverted deep cut. It might have been a long slant pattern, like the up the vertical before you cut in. It might have been a little bit long for a slant and a little bit shorter for an in cut. I don't quite remember. I'd have to look at it again, but it was something like that. And then the ensuing drive, I had third down and very long, completed a pass to Randy Moss. Randy Moss caught a short pass in the flat, actually behind the line of scrimmage, took it the distance a few plays later to give myself a 4-point lead with under, I want to say with like 50 seconds to go, and then I got a pick six in that on a third down pass. And at that point, it was all over. But yeah, the divisional round game I just talked about might have happened in Season 5. It might have been... let me look. I remembered it being Season 5, but as I looked, I thought it was Season 4, actually, because I tried to... I searched it up on YouTube. Yeah, of course on YouTube. But when I tried to search it up, let's see, Season 4, this playlist. Oh, I'm just looking at the playlist. Yeah, it was Season 4, yeah. And I really enjoyed the franchise as a whole. And I didn't really get to team build at all because that team, that Titans team from back then, was actually surprisingly stacked. Like, they had two good tackles, a good offensive guard. I believe Jake Scott was his name. I think the center was pretty good too, so you had 3 or 4, or heck, even all 5 linemen might have been great back then. You had a great running back, Chris Johnson. That defense was underrated from back then. Michael Griffin, Chris Hope. I think you had Keith Bullock still on that team. That team was actually pretty good, so I didn't get to team build. That was part of the reason why I was so successful early on. And I would love to start a franchise on another football video game, not Madden, partly because I don't want to contribute to recycled garbage, which that recycled garbage is kind of an oxymoron, but still, you get the point. Just Madden franchise mode has not been great for years, and the fact that it has been basically the same game, but with better graphics over the course of the last 5 or 6 years is basically the case. Oh, excuse me. And that it hasn't been decent since like Madden 13, which, because I had a Wii, is the last Madden that I've played beforehand. But I would not play a franchise mode on Madden ever again. I would probably go to a different video game to play it. And I've really thought about playing a franchise mode on a football video game that's actually good. And now, before I wrap this video up, I just want to say my little kind of secret. Now, I'm going to have to look into the archives again, if you will, that I think it was, yeah, I'm going to have to look. I think it was season, God, like season 3 or something. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to look. I have to scroll down all my playlists that I've ever made on this channel. And let me tell you, it's not... I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom, pretty much. So, I guess, I guess season 3 was one of the... Yeah, it was season 3 was weird. The reason why it was weird and that I faced so many odd teams and that I played the Jaguars 3 times in the regular season. Because when I exited off Madden that particular time before it got messed up, I think it was before the Cardinals game that year. So I think between week 8 and week 10, that got... It didn't save right, so I lost progress or something. I don't quite remember. But that's how I got Jeremy Diaz as my quarterback all of a sudden. And that's how everything changed. And I want to say it happened again, like before that, but I don't remember. Oh, and the Season 1 Super Bowl. That was weird because even though I'd won that game, I didn't properly save it. For some reason, it didn't properly save when I left. I guess because it just didn't save right. But I had tried to... When I kept redoing that result, like trying to... of the AFC Championship game that particular year, it kept saying that Kansas City had won. And I went through like 5 to 10, I think, different times where I tried to have a result where I won without playing the game again. But it just wasn't the case. So I basically played the Eagles in a neutral site because they won their NFC Championship game. There was a thing back then where you could have 2 teams play wherever you wanted to. So I had the Titans and the Eagles play in Lucas Oil Stadium to kind of simulate a Super Bowl then. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I actually want to say that the weird reset kind of happened in Season 5, too. No, not Season 5. I swear there was one year where I played the Jacksonville Jaguars back-to-back for some reason. I really want to say that. I don't know. I'd have to... Was it Season 4 that got messed up? Oh, yeah, it was Season 4. Looking at this playlist, it's like Season 4, Week 11 versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Season 4, Week 12 versus Jacksonville Jaguars. And then it was like Week 10, I was playing the Falcons at home, and then Week 13, I was playing the Falcons at home too. That just doesn't make any sense. Like, it was a mirror, like Week 13 versus... Or Week 10 versus the Falcons, Week 11 versus the Jags, Week 12 versus the Jags too, and Week 13 versus the Falcons. So Seasons 3 and 4, it was weird. So... I guess that's how I ended up with Jeremy Diaz. But yeah, also, I just want to say before I end off the video, too, and last time I said that, I know that was a long point in between me saying it, but I hated, well, I guess I hated my offensive, how do I phrase this? I look back at the plays that I called in that Titans franchise, and I just kind of shake my head in disgust because I called the same plays. I called the same basic plays. Like, I get that if a defense doesn't stop your play, then I know Steve Spurrier, football coach in college for Florida and South Carolina, used to run the same play twice if he didn't believe the defense would stop it any better. But I just don't know how defenses didn't pick up on it. And I get why I utilized Chris Johnson so much, because it's Chris freaking Johnson at the peak of his career. Pretty much. I mean, he was still fast, dude. They still had him highly rated. Maybe he was more highly rated in Madden 11 as opposed to 12, but dude, in Madden 12 he was still a freaking beast. But yeah, I just kind of want to reminisce on old content a little bit. If I ever make a separate channel where I react to my old videos, which is what I've thought about doing, and kind of give some commentary, like a director's commentary you would have during the movie, where you have a group of people talk about how they were able to do a scene and the possible hoops that they had to jump through, something like that. I would definitely react to some of the Titans franchise videos and some of the Bengals franchise videos. But yeah, I'm looking into potentially starting a franchise on a different video game, or on a different video game franchise, and a team in which I can actually build it. Like taking a very crappy team and building it from the ground up. I think that would be fun. The records wouldn't be as fun because I probably wouldn't make the playoffs all the time, but hey, from the team building aspect, I think it would be cool. I get to shape it and mold it the way I want it to. And see us, guys. I do believe that will do it for this storytime video. And like storytime video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys! Thank you all for watching, and